as we welcome in Caleb Porter. Caleb, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
Good. How'd you think your first interview went with us? What were any critiques after it?
Coming back for more.
No, it was good.
All right.
It was good. I like when you talk about non-soccer stuff, actually. Cause
Yeah, see, you're like Joe
basically a
Mazzulla.
broken
Same
record.
thing. No. We're doing soccer. We're talking football. We're talking cleat.
You and Missoula,
Yeah.
same thing. Loves coming on and talking not at all about his team. Wants to talk about
Yeah.
everything but his team. So
A broken record every day. I'm talking about the team. So, but no,
right.
it was great. I saw you on TV. Actually, I was at my local watering hole in Patty's, and I look at behind the bar, and you guys, I see your faces. So now I know what you guys look like.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
excellent. Now.
So speaking like Newton, like I know you're living in Newton, but like, did you take the back road? Did you hit Frank Pepe's Pizza in Brookline there yet?
No, but I will now.
All
Every time you guys tell me, I'll write it down.
Okay.
I'll get there.
Yeah,
All right.
put something down on your list, and that'll be good. Let's talk about the good news today. That's that Carles Gil is here to stay, signed a 4-year contract extension. In your time coaching him so far, what does he mean to this team? What's he like to coach? All of that.
Yeah, he's a big-time player. I knew that from afar, obviously, playing against him. But then when you get actually in the building with this guy and you see what he's like as a professional and as a person, I have more respect than ever for him, just the way he approaches his job. Special player and very good person. Rare. It's rare to find a guy as good as him that also works hard and just approaches every day like a humble guy.
All right, sticking here with Hill, like his younger brother Nacho, how's he been? How's the start been for him?
Good. I think he's playing really well right now, Nacho. He had a great game yesterday. Got a big win in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They kind of like brothers. They have a sixth sense, for each other. So I feel like when the chemistry, when they're on the field is very good. So yeah, he's the younger brother though, right? So you can see that a little bit sometimes.
Nice as a first-year head coach here to have that sort of leadership with Carlos back in the locker room long term, like you talked about, have that professional kind of to lean on day in and day out.
Yeah. I mean, he sets the tone for everything we do. He's our captain. He's our best player. He's one of the best players in the league, and like I said, he's an honest player. Our roster designations are interesting because we have these guys that are stamped on their forehead with a DP designation. And, if you have a designated player that everybody knows they're making more money in that locker room, and if they're not always doing the right things, it can really taint your culture. So it's huge to have a designated player that, is your most honest guy. That sets the tone for everything. If he's working hard defensively and doing all the little things he needs to as a professional, then it makes it easy for me to, make sure everybody else does that.
I know it's early in the year. What'd you make your first crowd at Gillette? The amount of people that showed up.
It was outstanding. Yeah, it was a good crowd. Disappointed we didn't bring a win for them. We shoulda, woulda, coulda. We dominated the game. Dominated the game. So hopefully we don't let that happen again, where they leave the game without 3 points.
The big talk too, like is these soccer stadiums. We've talked to previous coaches. You guys are going to Atlanta, I think, for the next one, right? That's one of the better stadiums in the league, correct?
Yeah, and they're going to have 70,000. 70,000. So we had, I think, 30, and they're going to have 70, and it's their home opener. So, it's interesting. These football stadiums, they're nice stadiums, beautiful stadiums. I mean, you're not going to get the amenities that you get, in an NFL stadium there. So it's really nice to be able to have that. And, now we're starting to fill these stadiums, which is incredible. It used to be Seattle Sounders. They'd play in the Seahawks Stadium, and they were the only team that were kind of filling it. But now you're getting teams like Atlanta. And that was I was told that was the second best crowd in club history for a home opener. So I think our attendance is on the up right now.
So is 70,000 fans for Atlanta, in your mind, worth the trade-off of playing on turf? Because that's what it requires in a lot of these NFL stadiums, is playing on turf and not playing on a natural surface.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you ask any player, they'd prefer to play on grass always. I was with the Portland Timbers for 5 years, and we played on turf, so I'm kind of used to it. And the turf these days, I mean, it's good turf, right? It's not like the old turf I played on where I, wrecked my knees, and you'd slide on it and, your legs would be just burned for weeks. This is good turf, and we get it FIFA graded. What that means is they actually grade it so it bounces just like grass. The ball is supposed to roll, in theory, at the same speed as grass. Although I think right now ours is playing a little bit slow right now until it gets kind of matted down.
Yeah, it's new.
But yeah, I don't think the turf's too bad.
Okay.
I know that through 3 Champions Cup games, you've outscored your opponents 8-zip so far. Haven't given up a goal. Is that more encouraging for the goal scoring or for keeping a clean sheet?
We've been playing well. I mean, we've played 5 games. We've won 3. And then the 2 league games, we feel a little bit, like we played better than the record there. We had a red card, obviously, in the first one, which made it really difficult, but we were there in the game 1-1 till the end. And then, we absolutely dominated. It's one of the, this is one of the, cruelest sports as far as performance doesn't always align with result. There's no other sport where you're going to double the opponent's shots and possession and all the analytics and lose the game. That would never happen in any other sport. So it's just one of those things where if the performance continues to be like it has been, the results will follow. So I believe in that. And I think you saw in that follow-up game, yesterday, that was the case. We played very well again. And then it's funny, we only had 12 shots actually that game. The opponent had 14. So they outshot us, but we scored 4 goals and they had 0. So sometimes it's just being clinical.
All right, Caleb. Well, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, you guys too. Take care. Maybe I'll come in studio and actually meet you in person.
Oh,
sounds good.
Sometime soon.
We'll see you then.
When we start coming down to Gillette, you could do that too. Meet you in person, and you can bring beer and alcohol like your predecessors.
Good.
Okay.
I'll do that. What do you like to drink?
We take bribes. We do take bribes.
Forget anything.
What's your beer? You've given me pizza recommendations. What's your beer recommendation?
I'll just do Tito's. I'm good with Tito's.
Yeah.
That kind of beer.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Yeah, Blue
have
Moon's a
Tito's.
nice beer. I think that's a safe beer. Blue Moon.
There you go. Okay, throw the orange in it. I got it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you,
Take care.
Caleb.
See ya.